Welcome back, friends. As we wrap up 2023, it is time to announce my top 10 TV shows of the year. This year was a little bit more difficult because, you know, we had the writer's strike. There were things that were put on hold. And anyway, I just came up with things I like. Now, full disclosure, some of these shows will not make anybody else's top 10 list because there are certain shows I just didn't watch that don't appeal to me. So, for example, everybody on the planet loves Succession. I have never watched Succession. So if you're expecting that to be on the list, I'm sorry, friends. If I haven't watched it, I can't put it on my list, but it has made the top 10 of everybody else's top 10 list for the year. And I understand, and I will watch it at some point. I just haven't yet, so there we go. I'm kind of behind on some of my shows. And you know me, I like lighthearted shows a lot. I like comedies. Anyway, you'll see. So I went back through all my rave reviews of 2023, started in January, and kind of went through everything and said, what are my favorite shows? So let's start with number 10. Number 10 is Jan Season 3. Jan Arden, I love her so much. This show is hilarious. You know Jan Arden, the Canadian singer, songwriter, who had the hit in the 90s, Insensitive, which I've sung on the show for you many times. I've interviewed her. She is amazing. She's a great animal advocate as well. Does a lot in Canada for horses. Jan Season 3, amazing. She makes fun of herself like nobody I've ever seen. Like, she plays herself in the show, and it's just hilarious. She started out as a singer, but I think she's a great comedic actress. You can catch Jan Season 3 on Roku. It was, I think, on Hulu. Now I think it's on Roku. But it's just hilarious. And there's so many guest stars, Canadian singers and Canadian artist, Michael Bublé. It's so good. Okay, number 10, Jan Season 3. Love it. Let's go to number 9. Oh, this is a good one. Lots of people talking about Poker Face, starring Natasha Lyonne. Poker Face, super good. Great cast. Really kind of intriguing. It is dark and mystical, set in Las Vegas, which I was just there, and I love it. I love her, period. I just think she's had like a resurgence in the last few years of her career. I remember watching her on Will and Grace years ago as a guest star. I love her voice. She just talks like this, and I love her so much. She's just a really fun actress. I like what she does, and I like the roles that she chooses. So, Poker Face at number 9. All right, number 8, reluctantly number 8, The Bear. By the way, not a comedy. Still not a comedy. Not going to call it a comedy. But do I like it for what it is? Yes. Is it anxiety-ridden? Yes. Did I not know where they were going to go from Season 1 to Season 2? Because if you watch Season 1, at the very, very end, something happens. And I'm like, what the heck is going to happen now that they have what they have? And I can't tell you because I don't want to spoil it for you. But it is a really good show. Lots of critical love. Tons of critical love for the critics. Jeremy Allen White, fantastic. But again, do I think it's a comedy? No, I don't. I think it's very, it reminds me of the days I used to work in a restaurant, and it is stressful. It is so stressful. So I do like the show, but I consider it a drama, and I like the characters. So there you go. The Bear at number 8. Let's move on to number 7. I love this show. Based on a true story, is about a couple who start a podcast about a murder in their friend group. Somebody in their friend group is murdered, and they start a podcast, and they think they might know who the murderer is, so they start a podcast to try to get the murderer to come clean. And it's called Based on a True Story because their podcast is based on a true story, but it's not really based on a real-life story. But, it could be. But it is so good. Kaylee Cuoco, I loved her in The Flight Attendant. I never really watched The Big Bang Theory. But this is, I think, she's amazing in this role. Based on a True Story is so good, so witty, so clever, and it keeps you guessing. And that's why I like a show where I don't know where it's going, and I didn't know where it was going. I'm praying for Season 2 because it was so good. Okay, now we'll move on to number 6. This might be a controversial pick. You, Season 4. I have watched You, and you guys, hi guys, every season. And every season when it ends, I'm like, how are they possibly going to do another season of the show? Because every time I'm like, you can't keep getting away with the things you're getting. This character right here, Penn Badgley, you can't keep getting away with all this stuff. I mean, in real life, I wouldn't assume. And Season 4 completely surprised me by changing settings, by changing countries, new cast, new love interest. It was spellbinding, and it ended with a cliffhanger like no other. So guess what, guys? There is going to be a 5th and final season I cannot wait for because I want to see him get what's coming to him. Okay, all right, got to move on. All right, number 5, The Gilded Age. I love this show. The Gilded Age just wrapped this week, the final episode. Talk about twists and turns for the final episode alone. This is from the creator of Downton Abbey, and you know how much I love Downton Abbey. This is set in the 1800s in New York, the opening of the Brooklyn Bridge, the Metropolitan Opera House, the costumes, the people, the upstairs, downstairs. I love this show. A lot of people don't. I obsess over it, and I look forward to it. I cannot wait for season 3. Amazing cast, and tons and tons and tons of Broadway stars are in this show, which I also love, giving those Broadway people some screen time on television. Okay, number 4, Shrinking. I love this show. I'm not going to cover Jason Segel. There we go. Harrison Ford, Jason Segel. Shrinking, what a pleasant surprise of a show. I love the entire cast. I love the premise. It is just great television, great writing, so witty. And I'm not a huge Harrison Ford fan, but I love him in this show. I was like, Harrison Ford seems like a grumpy old man to me in real life. That's what he is in the show, grumpy old man. And I love him in it. I think it's great. Love Shrinking at number 4. Number 3, of course, The Crown, just wrapped up, just released on December 14th, the final episodes. The final episode was amazing. It brought everything together full circle. It wrapped up in the most perfect way possible. The Crown, season 6, top number 3. Okay, it was a close run-up for 2 and 1. 2 and 1, I was going back and forth, but here it is. Number 2, Lessons in Chemistry, Brie Larson. I loved this show. I loved the time period. I loved where it was going. I didn't know where it was going. I love looking at the show, how far we've come and how far we still have left to go, especially with women's rights, because it touched my heart seeing what this woman did. And again, it's not based on a real life woman, but there were so many examples of what other women went through in the 50s, just being a smart woman, just being a chemist. She couldn't even call herself a chemist because she was a woman. It just is mind-boggling to me. But I love what it's saying, and it's a great show. I love it so much. It actually made me want to take some chemistry lessons because I feel dumb next to Brie Larson because she's so brilliant, and she's a great actress. So there we go. And in my number 1 spot, I kind of predicted it when it came out because I loved it so much, and it was a sleeper hit. It came out of nowhere. It surprised everybody. And now Ronald Gladden is a Hollywood star. My number 1 show of the year, Jury Duty. This improv show completely took me by surprise. I loved it so much, knowing the behind the scenes of what actually happened and how they actually created the show, keeping him in the dark the entire time is mind-boggling. Like the things that could have happened to reveal that they were shooting the show. James Marsden, amazing Critics' Choice nominee. I actually talked to him at the Critics' Choice last year, not even knowing this show was coming out like a month later. He is the nicest guy. Ronald Gladden now has a development deal. He's the nicest human being alive. He gives me hope for the human race, how kind he was to every single person on this show. He's the example, guys. Jury Duty, my number 1 show of 2023. All right, guys, don't go anywhere. So much more fun on Ozarks Fox AM coming up right after this.